Hello everyone. In previous videos, we have seen Wheatstone bridge, Kelvin bridge. That is, both are the types of DC bridges. Then we have seen the high resistance measurement with the help of guard circuit, guided Wheatstone bridge, and guided Wheatstone bridge with 3 terminal resistance. Also, in previous video, we have seen the high resistance measurement using Megger or mega ohmmeter. Now in this video we will discuss about measurement of earth resistance with the fall of potential method. All electrical systems must incorporate parts like switch box, metal conduit, machine casing, transformer tanks and circuit breakers, which must be connected to ground or earth potential. This is to ensure that in case a fault occurs, the fault current flows directly to the earth or ground and protects the system as well as the operator. The earth electrodes may be used for this purpose as they provide the earth electrodes may be used for this purpose as they provide a low resistance path for leakage current so that it can flow to the earth. This leakage current trips the circuit breaker and hence isolates the faulty circuit from the supply. Whenever a situation of overvoltage occurs, the earth parts of the system do not possess extremely high potential and are protected from the electric shocks, machinery damage or fire. The grounding method uses a large electrode of metal, a metal plate or several electrodes connected together forming a pattern buried under the ground. The low resistance path of this grounding system must be checked at the time of installation as well as at regular intervals to ensure that it can carry large amount of current without degradation. This is achieved by measuring resistance of the electrode since it is difficult to measure the current carried by it. The typical value of ground resistance is set up to 5 ohm. The typical value of ground resistance is set up to 5 ohm. There are several factors upon which the resistance of grounding system depends, which are the depth of electrodes buried under the ground, The specific resistance of the soil around the electrode, it varies for the different type of soil and moisture level in the soil, which in turn varies the electrode resistance. The material used in manufacturing of electrodes and their shape. The resistance of the earth is measured by fall of potential test method. The resistance of the earth is measured by fall of potential test method. This method demonstrates the ability of ground system or an electrode to carry leakage current. Figure shows the method of the fall of potential test. It can be seen from the figure that three electrodes, namely ground electrode, potential electrode and current electrode, are placed equally apart under the ground. The distance between the electrodes depends on the system used as well as upon the depth of the ground electrode under the ground. So in this figure we can see there are three electrodes, 1, 2 and 3, that is ground electrode, potential electrode and current electrode. All three electrodes are placed equally apart, so this distance is same as this distance, and here it is taken as a 20 meter. And this distance depends upon the system which is used as well as the depth of the ground electrode under the ground. So depth of this electrode from the ground level. An AC voltage is applied such that a measurable current gets produced between the ground electrode and current electrode, and it is measured by the connected ammeter. So here current is produced which flows the measurable current flows between the ground electrode and current electrode, and it is measured by the ammeter. A voltmeter is connected between ground electrode and potential electrode. So between potential electrode and ground electrode the voltmeter is connected, The voltmeter is connected between ground electrode and potential electrode, which is meant to measure the potential drop between the two electrodes, that is ground and potential electrode. This potential drop is then divided by the ammeter current to obtain the ground resistance. So here this potential drop is divided by this current to obtain the ground resistance. The current density increases in the ground and current electrodes as current electrode is moved towards the ground electrode, which in turn causes the distortion in resistance measurement. The potential electrode apparently carries no current but a small current to operate the voltmeter. So this potential electrode carries no current but a small current to operate the voltmeter. The potential electrode can be moved towards either electrode to some extent without causing any distortion to the measured resistance. So from the figure it can be seen that at the initial point the ground resistance increases. So from the figure it is seen that at the initial point the ground resistance increases abruptly and attains a constant value when the distance between the ground and potential electrode is increased. At the instant potential electrode approaches current electrode, the resistance again rises rapidly. Here we can see this graph. Here distance in meters and on this side resistance in ohm. Okay. Here the potential electrode and current electrodes are shown, and this is the ground electrode under test. So the ground resistance increases abruptly and attains a constant value. Here constant value when distance between ground and potential electrode is increased. And at the instant potential electrode approaches current electrode, the resistance again increases rapidly. This reveals that the ground resistance varies with the distance of potential electrode with respect to ground electrode. For different positions of the potential electrode, the measurement of the earth resistance are made. The electrodes must be placed at appropriate positions, otherwise serious errors may be produced. The potential electrode should be placed at a distance for which a constant resistance can be obtained. In addition, the current electrode must be placed at a sufficient distance from potential electrode to achieve the error-free measurements. The distance may be large as few hundred meters for the low resistance. So in previous videos we have covered DC bridges, in that Wheatstone bridge, Kelvin bridge and Kelvin double bridge we have seen. Then we discussed about high resistance measurement using guard wire, guarded Wheatstone bridge as well as guarded Wheatstone bridge with 3 terminal resistance. Then we discussed about high resistance measurement using a Megger or mega ohm meter, and in this video we have discussed about measurement of earth resistance with the help of fall of potential method. So we have seen how to place the electrodes, 3 electrodes, that is ground electrode, potential electrode and current electrode, how to place that 3 electrodes in the ground. So we have seen how to place that 3 electrodes at different distance from each other, as well as what is the impact of the distance between all electrodes. In next video we will discuss about AC bridges and how to measure inductance, capacitance as well as resistance with the help of these AC bridges. We will discuss in next video. Thank you for watching this video.